And you probably think, Tiff, come on, like, do I have to do all this? I just want to go and play my sport. That's all I want to do. What I want you to be thinking about is, if you want to accomplish the big goals, the big dreams that you really want to have, then yeah, you know what? You're going to have to do all this. You're going to have to work out what result you're after. You're going to have to work out why you want it. You're going to have to set a date. You're going to have to put some systems in place. Welcome to the Tiffany Mika podcast. What we do here is build the strength and courage in you to accomplish your big dreams and goals in your sport. No longer will you feel limited. You won't feel you're not good enough. You won't question whether you will make it. Those doubts will disappear because you will have the competitive edge over your opponents and leave them in your wake. And the bonus is, others will notice. Listen up and take notes, because I will show you exactly how to do it. Hey there, this is Tiff from the Tiffany Mika podcast, and welcome to this episode. Yes, we're still going through GPS week. We are basically halfway through now. We've gone through planning out your decade. We've done rounds 1, 2, and 3. So we looked at getting clear. We looked at identifying problems. We looked at the awareness and actually establishing where we are and where we want to go. So we're getting in deep, aren't we? We're really identifying really what we need to do, becoming more aware and where we want to go. Simple, right? But in this one, we want to get crystal clear. And what I mean by crystal clear, we want to establish exactly where we're headed. We want to establish exactly when we've accomplished it. We want to establish exactly why we want to do this. What are we really looking for? Why is it pushing us? Why is it driving us to do what we're doing? And then we have to put some systems in place and make those happen. Because without the systems, if we don't have systems in place, we're not going to get the results we want. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. So this is, as you're aware, this is behind the scenes GPS week. So this is the audio version of the actual video. If you do want to see the video and get the download of for the worksheets, just go to tiffanyMika.com/GPS week. You just put in your name and email. It doesn't cost you anything. It's all free. Get the worksheets, work through those, and then I want to hear from you. I want to hear exactly what you're up to and where you're at and what you're striving towards. That'd be great. Okay, so following this is the audio version. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Okay, GPS week, round 4, systems. That's what we're going to be talking about before I actually get started with the big camera over there. But what I want you to be aware of is, well, what am I talking about with systems? Because it's going to be the big focus for us in round 4 is creating some systems of what you actually need. But I'll explain that when we actually start shooting the camera. Okay, so hope you've done the round 1, round 2, round 3. We do have 3 more rounds to go. We're at round 4. Think of it as a tournament. You're getting through the rounds, doing what you need to be doing, because it's all step by step, just like our golf, just like our sport. Okay, step by step that creates the results. Okay, here we go. Hey there, this is Tiff and welcome to round 4 of GPS week. And what we're actually going to be doing here is we're going to be talking about systems. So what I mean by systems is really the types of, you could think of your golf swing. Let's think of a sport, right? So golf I know really, really well. Tennis I know really, really well. But let's think of the golf swing, for example. The golf swing is actually a system. So there's particular things that you do through the swing to make the swing happen. So therefore it's like a system. And if you do that system really well, that's how you get the consistency. So I want you to be thinking about that when I start talking about systems as, okay, well, here I am setting my goals. It's GPS week. I'm putting things in place. What kind of systems will I need in place for that to happen? Okay, because that's what we're going to be talking about very shortly. But firstly, before we begin, so in round 3, I would have spoken to you about really about setting up your goals, like your ultimate outcomes for what you want to accomplish, right? Your ultimate results of what you actually want to accomplish. So what we wanted to do here is we actually want to put it down. So you'll see the worksheet below, where you click the button below. You'll see that I have something set up very similar to this on some paper for you, some worksheets, so that you can actually work through this. So what I want you to do is I want you to go back to round 3 and actually establish and write down what your ultimate outcome is, your ultimate result. Okay, because we need that to be there. So I'm going to talk to you in a form of golf, in sport, because it's easy to explain, and then you can just get out there and you can start putting these in place, because I don't want you to waste the time just going, okay, Tiff, come on, I've just got to do things and I've just got to get out there and make it happen, so just let me go. Let's take the time in the planning. Let's know exactly what we're working towards, because once you've got these pieces in place, then you just go, right? You go and do the work, okay? So what's your ultimate outcome for what you actually want to accomplish here? You've gone through, planning out the decade. You would have seen that. You've gone through round 1, you've gone through round 2, you've gone through round 3. We've worked out, we've got clear about what we want. We're really aware of what's going on, how we've got to where we are. Also, we are aware of where we want to go, right? We've established that. So what is it now that we need to do? Well, now that we're really much clearer about the direction in which we're going to go, well, what is it that you want? Is there a particular type of handicap that you want for your golf? Let's say you want a 10, like your ultimate goal, because I don't want you to just be thinking about this year, because we'll get to that very shortly, in rounds 5 and 6. But what I want you to be thinking about here is, well, what is it that you really want? Because it may take you longer than a year for this to happen. So my big goals that I want to accomplish, they're going to take me longer than a year for them to actually happen. But what I've done is I've put them out and detailed them of what I actually need in place, and then I can get more clear and break it down so that I can make it more simple. But they are going to take me longer than a year. So if you've got a handicap, and let's go really like a really good one, okay? And I want you to feel comfortable with whatever you choose, but I'm going to say scratch handicap. Let's shoot for the top, right? Scratch. So a scratch handicap is 0, isn't it? And you're probably thinking, you might even be playing off a very high handicap right now, and you're going, oh, Tiff, I'm never going to be able to get to scratch. I don't ever want you to think about that. I don't ever want you to think about being limited in the way you think about what it is that you want to accomplish. Because if you start saying, oh, Tiff, no, there's no way I'm going to aim at scratch, and there's no way that I'm going to get to 10, or there's no way I'm going to get to 20, or whatever your handicap that you ideally want, and you're telling yourself that now, even before we've really begun figuring all this stuff out, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, you're setting yourself up for being limited. And I don't want you to feel limited. It doesn't matter how old you are, I don't care. I don't care how old you are. You can do anything that you want to do, however old you are, right? It's only up here. Age is just a number, right? And this is just a number. You might be more comfortable with saying, hey, Tiff, you know what? I could get to 10, or I could get to 15, or I could get to 20. Whatever that number is for you. But I'm pushing you, okay? I'm pushing you. All right. So now we've established what the actual outcome is, the actual result we ideally want. Now what? Well, why do you want it? What's the purpose of it? Have a think about that. Why is it that you want to accomplish this goal? Okay? So if you want a scratch handicap, why do you want to have it sitting at 0? Is it going to be to prove to other people that you can do this? Is it to prove to yourself that you are good enough? Is it that you want to take your golf to another level and you want to go and compete internationally? You can. Nothing can hold you back. Doesn't matter how old you are. You know, they've got so many tournaments around the world for every age group. So there's nothing holding you back. But why do you want it? A lot of reasons why people want things is usually for other people or to prove, to prove that they can do it. I know with like when I thought of myself as a failure as a tennis player because I never accomplished my big goal for tennis, and then I started to learn to play golf when I was 34, I wanted to prove to me that I could get to scratch. I wanted to prove that I am good enough. I wanted to prove that I could do that because, I was given a gift. Like I believe we're all given gifts, whatever the gift may be. So I was lucky enough to be given a sports gift. I firmly believe that. And I wanted to prove to myself that I could do that. So that was my purpose, to prove to me that I could do that. But I want to know what your purpose is. Why do you want to have a particular handicap? Do you think you'll be more respected within the golf community or more respected with the people that you mix with? Because you do get judged. People do judge you. I notice more, because I've worked in the golf industry for quite some time now, people do judge you on your level. Well, they probably did in tennis too. I never really noticed that because I was always playing at high level. So I was... I can't remember as a kid coming up through the ranks or anything like that. But as an adult learning golf, you get judged big time on what your handicap is. So if you tell someone, or if you're having a conversation with someone, you say, oh, I've just taken up golf. Oh, well, you're a beginner. Or what's your handicap? And you say, oh, it's 45. They go, oh, okay. But if you said to someone in a conversation, you said, oh, my handicap's 10, they go, wow. Even 20, they go, wow. Right? With the women, they go, wow. With the men, they go, oh. But when you got a handicap of 10 or below, they're like, oh, that's pretty good. Right? So is it that you're wanting to prove to the golf community that you're good enough and you're worthy? Right? What's the purpose of why you want to do it? You might just want to have a really good handicap so you can travel around the world playing golf, playing the courses that you want to play and play as best as you can. And really enjoy the golf course for what the golf course has to offer. Right? Whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is, it's fine. But you have to put your reasons why you want to do that. You have to put your reasons why you want to accomplish these results, okay? All right. So I'll just share with you mine because I think I just want you to get an idea of where I'm coming from. So my ultimate outcome. So, yep, I'm a sports person, will always be a sports person. I absolutely love golf. I love tennis. I love cricket. I love basketball. I love hockey. I love baseball. I love swimming. I love football. I love soccer. I love every sport. I love it. Love it. Cycling. Everything, right? I love it. So, my outcome of what I want to accomplish, and I'm taking the sports out of it, is that I want to have the number one personal development company in the world for sport, for business, for life. Because everything that we do, it's all about having a better life, right? So that's what I want. Why do I want that? Because I want to show that girls, teenage girls and women, can do anything that they want to do. Believe in themselves so deeply, have the courage to go after what they want and accomplish their big dreams in their life. That's my purpose. So I know that if I'm not working towards that each day, I actually have a question that I answer each day is, what are the consequences if I don't accomplish my outcomes for the day? You know what it is? It is, I write out every day, I will let down billions of women because I didn't step up today. Billions. We've got billions of people on the earth. I will let down billions of women if I don't step up and do what I want to accomplish and make a difference in people's lives. Oh, technology, camera just dropped out, back in action again. Okay. All right, so now we've established why. When? Right, really, when do you want to accomplish it by? So if you're thinking, let's say you've just started to play golf. I don't care how old you are. And you want to have a handicap of, say, your ultimate handicap. I'm not talking about just for this year, ultimate. You're going to have a handicap at 10, okay? You may not be able to do that this year. And I will tell you from my own experience going from 45 to scratch, I didn't do it in a year. It took me 3. So it may take you longer unless you're going to do the 12-hour-a-day type thing and have a really good coach and get your mindset set in place and drill away. You could do it in 2 years, like get to 10 in 2 years. I did it. But if you do it in 1 year, I'm not going to put any limits on you, but just do what you need to do. But put a time frame on when you want to accomplish it by, because when you put a deadline in there, it gets you to go, okay, all right, so I want to have this accomplished by this date. Now what is it that I need to do to make it happen? And it puts a sense of urgency on you, because if you don't actually put pressure on yourself, you just go, oh yeah, one day I'll do it. One day I'll get there. One day it'll happen. But that day will never come because there's no urgency. The reason that people actually get things done is because, why? Because there's a deadline, there's pressure. Right, so I remember doing like university assignments and stuff like that and school assignments and that. I'd be up all night the night before the day it was due to get it done. I was very much a procrastinator then. But had to get it done because it was due on the next day, right? So if you put like, okay, I want to have this accomplished by this date, then it's going to put some pressure on you, because then we've got to figure out how you're going to do it. Does that make sense? So if you are an aspiring athlete and you are watching this, you know what? And you want to be a, Olympic champion, win the gold medal in your sport, and then you've got the reasons behind why you want to do that and you want to have that accomplished, fantastic. Set the date, set the deadline, and then we've got to figure out the systems, okay? So that's what we're going to do now. We're actually going to figure out the systems. What kind of systems do we need in place? So if we go back to golf, because I'll use that as a way to help you. So the golf swing, that's a system, okay? So we could have a golf swing system. So like for the full golf swing, right? Golf swing. What else could we have? We could have a chipping action, right? So chipping system, how to chip, right? So chipping, putting, what else is there? Pitching, bunkers, all that, right? But what else could we have? So that's some systems that we've got to have in place. So we've got to get those techniques in place, haven't we? What else do we need? Well, what about mindset? We need like a mindset system, don't we? So I'll just put mindset. Oops, mindset. What is it that we need in that mindset system? All right, so you can list out What are the things we need in the golf swing? What are the things we need in the chipping? What are the things we need in putting? What are the things that we need in our mindset? I'll tell you a big one that people struggle with is focus. Massive. So many people that I teach golf to, so many people that I talk to, so many athletes that I see in other sports struggle with this one. That was my struggle too when I played tennis, when I was pursuing a professional tennis career. That was the biggest one that I really struggled with, was focus. Okay, what else in mindset? You know, there's another one. There's actually another two big ones in mindset. I'll tell them to you now. Confidence. Confidence. I had to think about how that was spelt. And you know what the other one is? This one's massive. And this is the one that I believe that holds everybody back in accomplishing anything that they want in their life. And this one, you want to take a guess? Begins with B. What do you think? Belief. I bet you said that. Okay, belief's a big one. All right. Belief system. So even looking at just this golf swing, chipping, putting, right? 3 main areas, so we could break it down into systems. There's bunkers and there's pitching, and then there's hitting shots from under the tree and all this sort of thing. But what's a big one? Mindset. If you've started to play golf, you've actually realised how incredibly challenging it can be mentally. If you're playing other sports, it's all going to be mindset. It's not just the physicality. I remember a golf coach that I had when I first started, he used to say to me that all my errors were mental errors. And I said, no, they're not. They're not mental errors. They're technical errors. He's going, no, they're mental errors. Every error that you make is a mental error. Now, I still will disagree with that one because I was very focused on getting technique right. But the mental errors was lack of focus, lack of confidence, and lack of belief, right? So, again, mindset. So we need a mindset system in place. How are we going to do that? What else? I'll tell you another one. What about a fitness system? You're like, Tiff, really? Do I have to do fitness? If you want to be the sports person you want to be, if you want to be like an Olympic athlete, big time fitness. You need a fitness system in place. If you want to be just a weekend warrior and out there playing on the weekend, or just now and then, you still need to be fit. You need to be strong. You need to be flexible. You need to be agile to be able to do the things that you need to be doing. Okay? What else? What about a food system? Why food system? Why do I bring that up? Isn't it that you just want to play sport? Did you know what you put in your body will also hinder or help your performance? So we need to make sure we have a food system in place as well. Incredibly important. We have to discover what types of foods that we've got to eat that's actually going to help us perform so much better in our sport, help us concentrate so much better in our sport. All right, does that make sense? Anything else that you can see there? There's another one. Recovery system. Recovery. Because what people tend to do is they focus on what needs to be done, and it's do, right? Constantly. But we need a recovery system in place as well. So when you're out there grinding it out, when you're out there doing the hard yards, when you're out there working on all, these examples of things that you want to be doing, mindset, fitness, working on your skills, working on the food you eat and all of that, everything takes time and effort, right? But what about recovery? A lot of people tend to forget that because recovery is just as important. So if you're out there slogging it away, and that was the big thing that I had a problem with, was I used to really slog it out until I could hit a wall and then I'd fall over and then it'd take me a couple of weeks to recover again. So we want to make sure that you're going, okay, well, what is it that I need to have in place each week or each day that I'm recovering from, so that I can have my rest time, or my, it might be, your rest time might be going and doing a stretching session or something like that each afternoon after your training or something, whatever it may be. But we need a recovery system in place as well, okay? Now, these are just some examples of what I want you to be thinking about. But once you've established what these systems are, then I want you to then write down all the action steps that you need from each system, so that you know what you need to be focused on. Okay? Yeah. And you probably think, Tiff, come on. Like, do I have to do all this? I just want to go and play my sport. That's all I want to do. What I want you to be thinking about is, if you want to accomplish the big goals, the big dreams that you really want to have, then, yeah, you know what? You're going to have to do all this. You're going to have to work out what result you're after. You're going to have to work out why you want it. You're going to have to set a date. You're going to have to put some systems in place. But it's all designed to help you. Okay? So, you got some work to do. As I have below, if you click on the button below, you will see the worksheet. Work through it. If you want to share in the comments section down below, I'd love to hear that as well. How you're going, what you've come up with. And I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. So, there you have it. Lots of work to do. So, even though that you're seeing these behind the scenes videos, I don't want you to go, oh yeah, Tiff, that's fine. I'll just cruise along and just watch, because I'm watching behind the scenes. I don't have to do anything. Get out there and put that in place, okay? Figure out what it is, what you want to accomplish. Work out why you want it, when you want it, and the systems in place that you'll need, all right? So I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for listening to today's episode. If you haven't yet downloaded the #1 deadly mistake athletes make sure you go to tiffany-mika.com and download the #1 deadly mistake athletes make. Share with me what you like best about what you heard in the comments section wherever you hear this episode. Share with your friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, and please leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. I would really appreciate it. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. Have an absolutely awesome day.